Here's something that'll blow your mind. According to recent research from the American Heart Association, men over 50 who follow specific nutritional protocols don't just live longer, they report 73% higher relationship satisfaction than those who don't. I'm talking about marriages that thrive instead of just survive, partnerships where both people feel energized and connected, and relationships where physical intimacy actually improves with age. Instead of declining. In this video, you'll discover the exact meal planning strategy that transforms not just your health, but your entire relationship dynamic. And I'm going to show you why the food choices you make today could be the difference between a marriage that flourishes and one that slowly fades away. Now, I know what you're thinking. How can what I eat possibly affect my relationship? But here's what shocked me most when I started researching this topic after working with thousands of men in their 50s and beyond. The connection between nutrition and relationship health isn't just real, it's absolutely game-changing. I've seen guys who are exhausted, irritable, and disconnected from their partners completely transform their marriages simply by changing how they approach food. We're talking about men who went from feeling like roommates with their wives to rediscovering the passion and connection they thought was gone forever. Let me share what happened to my client, David, a 52-year-old accountant who came to me absolutely desperate. His wife had stopped initiating any physical contact. They barely talked beyond logistics about kids and bills. And he told me he felt like he was living with a stranger. David was carrying an extra 35 pounds, had zero energy after work, and spent most evenings collapsed on the couch scrolling his phone. His testosterone levels were in the basement. His mood was consistently irritable. And he admitted he'd given up on feeling attractive or desirable. But here's the incredible part. Within just 90 days of implementing the meal plan I'm about to share with you, David had lost 28 pounds. His energy was through the roof, and his wife actually commented that she felt like she was married to a different person. The physical intimacy returned. They started having real conversations again, and David told me he felt like himself for the first time in years. The truth is, most men over 50 are unknowingly sabotaging their relationships through their food choices, and they don't even realize it. You see, when you hit your 50s, your body undergoes massive hormonal changes that directly impact not just your physical health, but your emotional availability, your energy levels, your mood stability, and yes, your ability to be present and engaged in your relationship. Testosterone naturally declines. Cortisol levels often spike due to stress, and your metabolism slows down significantly. But here's what most guys don't understand. These changes aren't inevitable destiny. They're largely controllable through strategic nutrition. Think about it this way. When you're exhausted all the time, when you're carrying extra weight that makes you feel unattractive, when your mood is unpredictable because your blood sugar is constantly spiking and crashing, when you have no energy for anything beyond work and basic survival, how present can you really be in your relationship? How much emotional bandwidth do you have for romance, for deep conversation, for the kind of attention and affection that keeps a marriage thriving? The answer is virtually none. Now this might sound crazy, but the solution isn't complicated. It's not about extreme dieting or spending hours in the gym or taking expensive supplements. It's about understanding how to eat in a way that optimizes your hormones, stabilizes your energy, and literally transforms you back into the man your partner fell in love with. The meal plan I'm about to share with you is based on cutting-edge research about male hormonal health, metabolic optimization, and the specific nutritional needs of men in their 50s and beyond. Before I reveal the solution, Let me ask you something. Have you noticed that your partner seems less interested in physical intimacy lately? Do you feel like you're always tired, even after a full night's sleep? Are you finding it harder to maintain conversations and connection because you're just mentally and physically drained? If you answered yes to any of these questions, then what I'm about to share could literally save your relationship. The foundation of this meal plan is built on 3 core principles that most men completely ignore. First, we're going to optimize your hormone production through strategic protein timing and healthy fat consumption. Second, we're going to stabilize your blood sugar and energy levels so you stop experiencing those afternoon crashes that leave you useless for the rest of the day. And third, we're going to reduce inflammation throughout your body, which is the hidden culprit behind mood swings, low energy, and decreased libido. Let's start with breakfast, because this is where most guys completely destroy their entire day before it even begins. The typical American breakfast of cereal, toast, or a muffin is basically a sugar bomb that sends your blood sugar skyrocketing and then crashing within 2 hours. Instead, you want to start every day with what I call the Power Breakfast Protocol. This means 30 to 40 grams of high-quality protein, healthy fats, and minimal carbohydrates. Think eggs cooked in grass-fed butter with avocado, or a protein smoothie made with whey protein, almond butter, and berries. The protein provides the amino acids your body needs to produce testosterone and other vital hormones, while the healthy fats support hormone production and keep you satisfied for hours. But here's what's really interesting about this approach. When you start your day with stable blood sugar and optimal nutrition, you're not just affecting your physical health, you're literally changing your mood, your patience level, and your ability to be emotionally present. David told me that within just 1 week of changing his breakfast routine, his wife noticed he was more patient with their kids and more engaged in morning conversations. These seemingly small changes create a ripple effect that transforms your entire relationship dynamic. For lunch, we're going to build what I call the Energy Sustainer meal. This is a combination of lean protein, complex carbohydrates, and vegetables that keeps your energy steady throughout the afternoon. Think grilled chicken or salmon with sweet potato and a large salad, or a hearty soup with beans and vegetables. The key is avoiding the typical lunch trap of sandwiches, pizza, or fast food that leaves you crashing by 3 p.m. and useless for the rest of the day. Now, here's where it gets really powerful. When you maintain stable energy throughout the day, you have the mental and emotional bandwidth to actually engage with your partner when you get home. Instead of collapsing on the couch, you have energy for conversation, for helping with dinner, for being present with your family. You become the kind of man who contributes to the household, instead of just adding to the stress. Dinner is where we implement what I call the connection meal strategy. This isn't just about what you eat, but how you eat. We're talking about meals that are satisfying enough to prevent late-night snacking, but light enough that you don't feel sluggish and ready for bed immediately after eating. Think lean proteins, like fish or chicken, plenty of vegetables, and a small portion of healthy carbohydrates like quinoa or brown rice. But here's the relationship component. These are meals that are easy to prepare together, that create opportunities for conversation and connection. Let me tell you about another client, Mark, who was 54 and told me his marriage felt more like a business partnership than a romantic relationship. He and his wife had fallen into the pattern of eating dinner in front of the TV, rarely talking, and going to bed at different times. When we implemented the connection meal strategy, something amazing happened. Mark started helping with dinner, preparation, they began eating at the table without distractions. And those 30 minutes became the foundation for rebuilding their emotional intimacy. The food was just the catalyst for RECONNECTION. The timing of your meals is just as important as what you eat. Research shows that men over 50 who eat 3 balanced meals and 1 strategic snack have significantly better hormone profiles than those who skip meals or eat irregularly. Your body needs consistent fuel to maintain optimal testosterone production, stable mood, and sustained energy. When you're eating erratically, your hormones are constantly in crisis mode, which directly impacts your emotional availability and relationship capacity. Now, let's talk about the foods that are absolute relationship killers for men over 50. Sugar is enemy number 1. I'm not just talking about obvious sources like candy and soda, but hidden sugars in processed foods, sauces, and even seemingly healthy options like granola bars and flavored yogurts. These foods create blood sugar roller coasters that leave you irritable, tired, and emotionally unavailable. Processed foods are equally destructive because they're loaded with chemicals and preservatives that interfere with hormone production and create inflammation throughout your body. Excessive alcohol is another major culprit. I know this might be hard to hear, but that nightly glass of wine or beer is probably doing more damage to your relationship than you realize. Alcohol disrupts sleep quality, interferes with testosterone production, and impairs your ability to be emotionally present. I'm not saying you need to give up alcohol completely, but if you're serious about optimizing your relationship, you need to be strategic about when and how much you consume. Here's something most men don't realize. The food you eat directly affects your attractiveness to your partner. When you're carrying excess weight, when your energy is consistently low, when your mood is unpredictable, you're literally less attractive. Not just physically, but emotionally and mentally. Your partner wants to be with someone who is vibrant, engaged, and present. The meal plan I'm sharing with you is designed to help you become that man again. The hydration component is absolutely crucial and often overlooked. Most men over 50 are chronically dehydrated, which affects everything from cognitive function to mood stability to physical performance. You should be drinking at least half your body weight in ounces of water daily, but here's the key. Spread it throughout the day rather than trying to chug large amounts at once. Proper hydration supports hormone production, improves energy levels, and helps with weight management. Here's your specific action plan starting today. First, clean out your pantry and refrigerator of the foods that are sabotaging your health and your relationship. Get rid of the processed foods, the sugary snacks, the inflammatory oils, and the alcohol you don't really need. Second, go grocery shopping with a specific list based on the principles I've shared. Focus on quality proteins, healthy fats, and plenty of vegetables. Third, prepare your first week of meals according to the Power Breakfast Protocol and the Energy Sustainer lunch strategy. Most importantly, communicate with your partner about what you're doing and why. Explain that you're committed to becoming the best version of yourself, not just for your own health, but for your relationship. Ask for their support and involvement, the investment you make in your health and nutrition. Today will pay dividends for the rest of your life. You're not just changing what you eat. You're changing the trajectory of your relationship and your overall life. Satisfaction. The man you become through this process will be someone your partner is excited to be with. Someone who brings energy and positivity to the relationship, and someone who demonstrates through his actions that the relationship is worth investing in. What's your experience with the connection between nutrition and relationship health? Have you noticed how your energy levels and mood affect your interactions with your partner? Let me know in the comments below what resonated most with you from this video, and share your biggest challenge when it comes to maintaining healthy eating habits. If you found this information valuable, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss future videos about optimizing your health and relationships after 50. Share this video with any man in your life who might benefit from this information, because the strategies I've shared today could literally transform their relationship. Remember, you have the power to change your health, your energy, and your relationship satisfaction starting today. The meal plan I've outlined isn't just about food. It's about reclaiming your vitality and becoming the man your partner fell in love with. Take action today, stay consistent, and watch as your relationship transforms along with your health. This information is for educational purposes only and is not intended to replace professional medical advice. Always consult with your healthcare provider before making significant changes to your diet, especially if you have existing health conditions or are taking medications.